Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining me for today's session on maths challenges. Before we get down into the content, let's look at what we are going to cover as part of today's presentation. We'll start with the benefits of participating in maths challenges. We'll look at some the popular maths challenges open for UK students. We'll talk about the ROXbridge Maths Challenge, which is our very own maths challenge. We are running it for the first time this year. We do a lot of JMC and IMC classes. We'll tell you all about that along with recent success we have had. We'll end the session with a Q&A round. So what I recommend is as we go through the presentation, in case something comes to your mind, please feel free to put it in the chat. Towards the end, we'll take up as many questions as possible. Yeah. I will also share with you contact information so that you can get in touch with us in case you want to find out something or if you want a trial class for your child. Yeah. We'll be providing a recording of this session to you. So towards the end of the day, you will have an email come out to you, which will have a recording of the session. So you don't necessarily need to note down anything and everything will be provided to you. Yeah. Let's start with understanding the benefits of maths challenges. Participating in these contests gives students a number of benefits. The first one is you discover if you have a love for maths. Now, the way it happens is in primary school, many students feel that they're really good at maths. As you get to secondary school, the competition becomes more intense. And particularly if you are part of a grammar school or one of the leading private schools, then you find that everyone's very good at maths, right? So it's very hard to differentiate yourself. So participation in maths challenges is one of the ways students do that. So it's really good if you have a passion for maths and you want to pursue it further. Maths challenges help you excel in maths at school as well. We have found that most of the students who are doing these challenges seriously, they are in the top set in maths in their schools. Also, getting a JMC or a IMC gold certificate is a big achievement. Even in grammar schools, you will find that at most 15 to 20 students are, getting a gold certificate or a admission into the subsequent rounds. Except for a few schools which are really competitive and, where, even more number of students get this accolade. Getting a gold certificate is a big thing and it will really help you stand out amongst your peers as somebody who's really good at maths. If you consistently follow through the competitions, get into Olympiads, etc., you might get a chance to represent your school and even represent UK in international competitions. How this happens, we'll learn a little bit later in the presentation, but there is that opportunity provided to students who are really passionate about maths as well. Finally, this sets the groundwork for a career in mathematics. When we talk about career, what comes to us is engineering or medicine, etc. But there are a number of students who are pursuing a career in pure maths, a pure degree in maths. Most of the leading university have a maths program. For example, this is the maths program from Cambridge and Oxford universities. They have a full undergraduate program in mathematics. To give you an example, one of my colleagues, their daughter is really into these maths competitions. She's represented UK in a variety of international Olympiads. And currently she's pursuing a mathematics degree from the University of Cambridge. And that kind of opens the door into a lot of fields like accounting, programming, economics, etc. So maths can open a number of doors for you, both in terms of representing your school and UK to a career option as well. And obviously, teaching is a big career option if you're really passionate about mathematics. Let's talk about some of the popular maths challenges which are open to UK students. Yeah. So the one you might have heard of first is the first maths challenge. This is a challenge which is open to students who are aged between 7 and 9 years. And this is possibly the first challenge, students come across. Uh, this is a challenge where school participation is a must. So what this means is you can only participate in this challenge if your school is participating in the challenge. Now, with a lot of these challenges, school participation is required. And that's a problem which a lot of parents have. If your school is not very active in these contests, the students do get left out on participating in a lot of these national level competitions. But there is some light at the end of the tunnel. So towards the next couple of slides, we will be sharing some contests where even if your school is not participating, you can participate. So we'll talk about those as well. So the first maths challenge, it happens in the month of June, and it's a one round challenge for students who are aged between 7 to 9 years. The next challenge is known as the primary maths challenge. This is for students who are aged between 9 and 11. Again, school participation is a must. And the first round happens in November. And students who do really well, they get a bonus round in February as well. So these are two challenges which are usually aimed at primary school students. After that, we come to the JMC, the Junior Maths Challenge. These are secondary school level contests, and these are primarily aimed for students in school year 8 and below. So generally, students in school year group 7 and 8 participate in this, although some primary schools do allow students in year 5 and 6 also to participate. So that is at the school's discretion. So if you're really keen on this, you can ask your primary school if they will be willing to participate in this challenge as well. So again, this can be only done through the school. The first round happens in April, and the second round, that is the Junior Kangaroo and the Junior Maths Olympiad, happen in June. So this is where it starts getting really serious. So we are talking about the Olympiads now, and it gets really competitive, and a very large number of students participate in these every year. The next subsequent round is known as the Intermediate Maths Challenge. This is for school years 11 and below. So typically school years 9, 10, and 11 participate in this. School participation is a must. The first exam happens in Jan, and the subsequent rounds happen in March. So the subsequent rounds are split into Grey Kangaroo, Pink Kangaroo, and various Olympiads, depending on which year you are participating from. So this challenge kind of differentiates between the various years in terms of subsequent rounds. Finally, we have the Senior Maths Challenge, which is open to school years 13 and below, primarily aimed at students in years 12 and 13. School participation is a must, and this leads to the British Mathematical Olympiad Stage 1. So this is a very key paper. We have another challenge, which is known as Mathematical Olympiad for Girls. This is basically because there's a big drive to get girls into STEM subjects and get them into Olympiads and stuff. So this is a contest again for years 13 and below. School must be participating, and this again leads to the British Mathematical Olympiad round 1 stage. Now, if you are really good and you get into the British Mathematical Olympiad round 1 stage, this is also the entry point for training and selection program for international competitions. So if you do really well in the British Olympiad round 1, you might be selected to represent UK in the international competitions as well. So if this is something which is important to you, I suggest you start looking at Olympiads every year. And by the time you come to this stage, year 12 and 13, you can participate here. And if you do really well, you get to participate in international competitions as well. So guys, hopefully this makes sense. Like I said, if there are any doubts or any questions which come to mind, please put it in the chat and we'll have a look at them towards the end of the session. So with a lot of these competitions, school participation is a must. So let's look at some competitions which are open. Just a minute. Okay, so first is the International Maths Challenge. This is open to all grades from 1 to 12. And the key thing here is school participation is not must. So these are online challenges. So anyone can participate, and you don't need to have your school participating in this as a member. The exam month is June. So first you have the prelims, then you have the bonus round, which is the finals. Similarly, we have something called IMC, that is International Maths Contest. This is open to grades 3 to 10. Again, school participation is not a must. And there are 2 rounds. First round happens in Feb and a subsequent round in April. Finally, we have something called International Youth Maths Challenge. This is for the senior grades, so grade 10 plus. You do require school participation in this. The first exam, the qualification round happens in December, and we have the pre-final in January and the final round in February. So these are some contests which are done outside the gambit of the JMC UKMT world. And in a lot of these contests, you can participate even without your school. Let's share some information on a very special challenge which we guys are conducting this year, which is called the ROXbridge Maths Challenge. This is open to students in year groups 4, 5, and 6. So let me share some details about that. This is a two-round contest. The round one happens on 29th March of this year, and round two on the 12th of April. The time is 10 to 11 p.m. for the challenge. We are looking to conduct this challenge at a number of physical venues. We are looking to conduct it in Amersham, Chelmsford, Ilford, London, Milton Keynes, and an online exam as well. So since this is the first time we are conducting it, in case we don't have sufficient numbers in one of the physical centers, we might need to convert that into online as well. But we do encourage, if you're looking at this contest, get your registrations in early so that we can plan if we are going to do it at all the centers. But the online option is definitely going to be there for 29th of March. Yeah. So let's understand who this challenge is good for. This challenge is good for students who are preparing for the 11 plus exam. In particularly, if you are looking at a tough exam like UE, Sutton, St. Olive's, exams particularly which involve challenging questions and puzzle-based questions. So it's really good for those students. Students who want to get introduced to the world of maths challenges, I think this is a very good stepping stone. So the kind of questions you will face in this will be similar to the kind you will face in the JMC, IMC, etc. as well. So it's a very good platform for you to understand what participation in maths challenges look like. Finally, students who just love maths. So even if you are not preparing for the 11 plus exam, you have not seriously thought about maths contest, if you just want to have some maths fun, you are most welcome to participate in this. Information and registration is available on this page. So if you go to oxbridgeinstitute.co.uk/plus/roxbridge, you will come to all the information and registration requirements. This link will come to you in the email that comes to you later as well. So you don't necessarily need to note this down, but this will be made available to you. So guys, finally, let's talk a little bit about our JMC and IMC classes, which we run every year. In terms of results, we started these classes in 2022. So 2023 is the first batch of students who took the exam. We have had tremendous success till then. In 2023, more than 90% of our students achieved a JMC Gold. So we are very proud of that achievement. Last year, a number of our students did really well in the subsequent rounds as well. And we managed to achieve a Junior Olympiad Silver and Bronze medal as well. To give you a significance of this achievement, silver medal, only 0.02% of the students who take the JMC achieve the silver medal stage. So it's a big achievement of which we are really proud. And this year, the exam is in May. So students are preparing for that. But we have already got good success in the intermediate maths challenge, which happened in January. And we have students who have qualified for the intermediate kangaroo and the intermediate maths Olympiad already. So the exam for these is next week. We are hoping to increase our medal tally for this particular year. In case this is of something which is of interest to you, we will be starting our JMC and JMO batches. We invite students from current year 6 and 7 for a trial class. The main batches will be starting in June and September, and we'll be holding trial classes in April and May. So in case you are interested in that, please do let us know, and we can put you in for a trial class. The exam itself will happen in April of next year. If you are interested in the intermediate maths challenge or the intermediate Olympiad, we invite students from current years 8, 9, and 10. The batches will start in June and in October. The October batch is for old students who have already done the JMC course with us last year. So this is basically a top-up course just to cover everything that might not have been covered in this particular course. Again, the trial classes are going to be in April and May. and the exam itself is going to be January of next year. Classes cost £100 a month, and that includes a live class every week. All mock exams and past paper support is included as well. In case you want to get in touch and reserve a spot for the trial class, you can DM me on this number. This is my personal number, or you can email me on this particular email. What I would recommend is you please note down this particular phone number. In case the email doesn't come to you later today, you can just WhatsApp me and I'll make sure that I send the presentation to you. All of you should be getting the presentation end of the day, but in case you don't, just DM me on this number and I'll make sure it comes to you. Yeah. The number is 078 4405. I'll probably put this in the chat towards the end of the presentation. We have a number of 11 plus events in the coming weeks. So we are currently here. We do have a number of events for Bucks 11 plus, QE 11 plus, HBS 11 plus, and Sutton 11 plus in the coming 2 weeks. So in case you are interested, all of the events are going to be on this link. When this presentation comes to you, you can click on this and see all the events and register for them. Again, the WhatsApp number and the email is here. So please take a note of this. Now we can go on to any Q&As you guys have. Please put it in the chat and we'll start taking them one by one. So somebody is asking what is the price. So price of the ROXbridge maths challenge is £20 for round 1. And if you make it to round 2, it's £20 again. Yeah. For our classes, the cost is £100 a month. It's on a month-by-month rolling basis. So there is no contract as such. If you don't find the course suitable, at some stage you can decide to leave as well. Although we have never had many students leave. So we do recommend you do the trial class. And if it looks suitable, then you join the course. Somebody saying primary school is not willing to go for the JMC. What are other options, if any? Unfortunately, with primary maths challenge, junior maths challenge, you need your school support. So if the school is not supporting and participating, there's nothing you can do about it. But like I said, there are other contests you can participate in. If we can go back to that slide once. So this ROXbridge maths challenge you can participate in if you are in year 4, 5, and 6. You don't need your school support for that. And you can participate in the international maths challenge, grade 1 to 12. And this IMC also grade 3 to 10 students can participate. You don't need your school support for that. So there are these contests you can try out. Otherwise, you need your school support. To be fair, most secondary schools do participate in the primary maths challenge and the intermediate maths challenge. It's only that if you are looking at the primary schools, they are generally not that forthcoming with these contests. So, hopefully your schools participate, but if they don't, then, you can try out these other challenges. So somebody is also asking, as JMC is for years 6 to 8, any benefit of giving these in the early years? If a student is preparing for the 11 plus, I would say don't get into JMC preparation because the JMC, the kind of questions you will come across is very different from the 11 plus. So if you're giving the 11 plus exam in year 5, if you're preparing for the 11 plus exam in year 5, concentrate on that. From year 6 onwards, it is quite okay to prepare for the JMC once you are done with the 11 plus. The reason is because year 6 is quite light. So you have done the preparation for the 11 plus. Students are generally not that serious in year 6. So there is a big gap, when you have a lot of capability, you have a lot of time, but students don't really have much to do. So a lot of parents, start looking at year 7 syllabus. You could either do that or you could start preparing for the maths contest. So a lot of my students start preparing in year 6. Then you can give the exam in year 7 and year 8, even if your school decides not to participate in the JMC in year 6. So, you have that benefit of, pre-preparing for the next 2 years. And like I said, JMC preparation does help you with school level maths as well. And this will help you do better in your secondary school. Okay, somebody is asking, past the 11 plus, looking for more challenge. Year 6 students have tough competitions as compared to year 8 and standardized scoring and exam as you're aware of. Or results have any special? So I think somebody is asking is, if you have a student in year 6 competing, you have the student competing against year 7 and 8 students. So will they get any kind of advantage because they are younger? So in the JMC, you don't get any advantage. So all students who are year 8 and under, they get the same examination paper and they get the same cutoffs. So the benefit of starting early is that if you start in year 6, you know kind of what the pattern is. So once you get into year 7 and 8, you are primed for JMC success, and you might be looking at subsequent rounds, kangaroo, or even the Olympiad. Now, getting into an Olympiad and scoring a medal is really hard. So, if that's your aim, the sooner you start, the better it is. So, I would highly recommend in year 7 or possibly even in year 6, start preparing for it, and hopefully have a lot of fun on the way, because it's no point if you're doing these contests and getting stressed out, because a lot of students do love participating in this and the challenge it brings. So, approach it with that attitude, and you will find that you will have a lot of fun preparing for these contests. Uh, if we can get sample papers for first round for year 4. I assume you're talking about the ROXbridge Maths Challenge. On the website, there is a sample paper which is available, which kind of introduces you to the kind of questions you can expect. So please go through that. And otherwise, if you're preparing for 11 plus, that preparation should be sufficient. There will be some tricky questions, which you will not find as part of the 11 plus, but going through that sample document should expose you to that kind of questions. Yeah. Somebody wants to know if there is syllabus for the exam and if it is aligned with the national curriculum. So syllabus for exams like JMC, IMC, it is aligned with the national curriculum, but the kind of questions you expect, you would not find at the school level. For example, you have to use a lot more intuition, you have to use a lot more puzzle solving in these questions than you would get, let's say, in your GCSEs. So the kind of preparation you have to do is a little bit different. The kind of analysis and logical thinking you have to do is quite different than your GCSE preparation. But it is fun. And since the core concepts are the same, it will help you in your GCSEs as well in that way. Yeah. Somebody wants to know if there is a syllabus. For our ROXbridge Maths Challenge, we have compiled a syllabus. It is available on the page of ROXbridge registration. Have a go through that. That will also help you understand the syllabus for the JMC, etc., because it is quite similar. How do we prepare? Is there study material for the JMC? If you're looking at the JMC, they do mention a lot of the past papers on their website. You could go through that, and solutions are also available. If you're looking at a more structured program, like we have said, we do weekly classes and we do a lot of past paper support in that as well. So in case you are thinking about joining classes, I would say refrain from doing the online material prior, because it will be covered as part of the classes as well. We have made a lot of our very own material, a lot of our very own questions to prepare students for JMC, IMC, and such contests. So you will get exposed to that as part of your preparation. And we do a lot of mock exams as well, which are again internally prepared. So you will get all access to all of that material as part of the preparation. Somebody is saying, how many students per class do you take? We try to keep our batches small, between 5 to 6 students per batch, and we try to make it very interactive. So it is not possible to just browse through the classes without participating. For example, in the classes, I will ask students to actually actively solve the solutions in front of the class. So everyone has to keep working and everyone has to participate. So that is where the classes are designed. Once you get the trial class in, hopefully that will explain to you the process and how it all works out, and that will give you a flavor of the classes as well. Yeah. So guys, any more questions, please put it in the chat. Otherwise, like I said, you will get a copy of the presentation and the recording towards the end of the day. And please DM me in case you are interested in a trial class in April. And if you do want to participate in the ROXbridge Maths Challenge, the link to the challenge is available in the presentation. Please do that in the next week. And the first round is on the 29th of March. Okay, guys, I think this is the end of the questions. Thanks a lot for attending. I look forward to sending you this presentation later, and I look forward to working with the students for JMC 2026 and in the ROXbridge Maths Challenge as well, right? Thanks a lot. Thanks everyone for attending. Bye.